Hey guys, welcome back to the one. Today I've got for you my predictions for the ratings of Liverpool FC players in FIFA 18. Now the reason I haven't got facecam for you today is because I just wouldn't get it out today if I was going to put facecam in it, so I've decided to leave that and just get on with the video. So first up today in my rating predictions is Felipe Coutinho, the man who right now has apparently got a personal agreement with Barcelona and could be on his way out there. I don't personally think he'll go, but it's not really important what I think. If he wants to go, he'll go. Now I know that most people disagree with me giving him such a high rating, an 88 rated card, but come on, De Bruyne's 88 rated and probably going to be an 89 rated next season, hands down one of the best in the league. Ozil's currently 89 and I can see him getting a downgrade because he had a bit of a shocking season and quite frankly he was crap last season. So is Coutinho almost on a par with these guys? Yeah, I'd say so, but he needs to be more amazing consistently, but I still think he should be getting around an 88 rated card next FIFA. Next up, it's the other Brazilian, Roberto Firmino, our new number 9 at Liverpool. Now, I absolutely love Firmino, don't make any mistake about that. In fact, he's my favourite Liverpool player right now, and he has massive boots to fill with that number 9 shirt. It's seen some massive names occupy it in my lifetime. I think the best example in my lifetime would have been Fernando Torres, because we all loved that man until he left for Chelsea, of course, but we loved him, and I think we've already taken to Bobby. Don't get me wrong, he's got to bang in the numbers to ultimately live up to the expectations, but for me, right now he's making too many stupid mistakes, just slowing the play down at times, which you wouldn't expect from him. At other times he's keeping it flowing fast, don't get me wrong, but with the new season not starting yet, I think a +1 upgrade at least is going to be fair for him. Next to complete last season's front three, it is going to be Sadio Mane. The guy who made it into last season's team of the season is surely set for an upgrade next FIFA. Now I know some people would even claim that he should or maybe could get an 85, and I do think it's possible, but I'm playing it safe here with an 84 rated card. Our pacey winger was tricky for so many Premier League defenders last season until his unfortunate injury against Everton, but of course I look forward to seeing him in action again this season. Now next up it's Mohamed Salah, and he's one of our few signings so far this summer, but I'm over the moon with it, to be fair. Like Klopp said, it adds a lot of pace to our attack, and honestly Mane and Salah in one front three, I feel sorry for defenders. Like Mane, I've added 2 to his rating, but there could easily be a +3 here considering how high rated his team of the season card was. Some people would argue that Lallana was one of our best players last season actually, and I wouldn't really discount it, to be quite honest. He was absolutely spectacular at times, and he took his game to a different level that I don't think any of expected that he'd reach, and Jurgen Klopp has definitely helped him to reach that. Another player who made it into the team of the season, I'm predicting another +1 on top of his upgraded card in FIFA 18 for Lallana. To finish his page, it's going to be Daniel Sturridge. It breaks my heart to see the demise of this guy at our club, but he looks to be on the up again. But I mean, if you look at the season with him and Suarez on fire, they were easily the best partnership in the league, but this guy's more injury prone than SpongeBob these days, and he's struggling for goals when he does play. But with Klopp saying that he looks the sharpest of any player in pre-season training, I think it would be unfair to take too much off his rating considering what he could contribute next season. Now last season's Goal of the Season award went to Emre Can for that bicycle kick goal against Watford. It was the goal that was a culmination of the many shifts that he'd been putting in around that time. He'd been struggling for some time with that recovery from the injury that he'd had, and with the pain finally stopping, we started to see Emre Can for what he really is, a classy player who is not at all scared to fight himself for his team. His informs went as high as 86 in rating last year and had some superb stats, so I think an 82 or most likely an 83 rated card is incoming for Emre. Jurgen Klopp transformed Wijnaldum from an energetic left midfielder into a calm and cooling central midfielder. Gini's goals came up trumps last season against teams like Man City and even Borough on the last day of the season, so I think a +2 for Gini is definitely justified. James Milner filled in spectacularly in the left back position last season. Much to our anger, it took Klopp until recently to actually go out and buy a new left back. Unfortunately though, I put this together before Andy Robertson signed, so you're not going to see him in this video. So with Milner playing a full season out of his natural position and giving everything and actually looking a really good left back, I think he could be set for an 83 rated card. If I'm being honest, it's more than likely going to be 82, but I can hope. Next on to Joe Matip, one of the only good defenders down our part of the table last season. I say down, we're still relatively high, you know what I mean. He came to the Premier League and smashed it with a solid opening season, so 83 rated, I think he should stay. Dejan Lovren, however, wasn't so solid. He was a bit of a liability at the back at times. The problem with him being we didn't have many other options, and with Sakho outdoing for Palace what he should have been doing for us, it wasn't getting any better, and Klopp was determined to keep him out there and not bring him back into the Liverpool team. However, at times he was actually quite decent, just his decision making was a little bit questionable at times, so I think he should stay 82 rated. As mentioned then, Sakho went on loan to Crystal Palace and proved an absolute class act, and almost single-handedly keeping them up, to be fair, and he was nominated for their Player of the Year, I think, despite only spending a couple of months at the club. I think if we manage to keep hold of Sakho and bring in Van Dijk, and then our defensive options are actually quite broad for next season, and it would fit in great with the Champions League to play as well. However, considering he didn't play the full season, I don't see him getting either an upgrade or a downgrade, maybe a couple of changes in his stats. On to the next page then, and it's Nathaniel Clyne. Look, I've got to be brutal with this one now. Although I've given him an upgrade, which he definitely does deserve, and I do think he'll get it, I'm not actually sure what he's contributing to the team right now. There's been 2 seasons where he's been consistent, but I'm not quite sure what he's been consistent in doing. You know, he doesn't really seem that much of the ball in terms of tackling or actually just being on the ball. And there's part of me which thinks Trent Alexander-Arnold or Joe Gomez could just give so much more in that position. And maybe they're going to get the chance this season. I know that he's injured for the first game of the season. And maybe after that he could find himself out of the team for a little bit. Next up, it's Simon Mignolet. The Belgian shot stopper improved so much last season and he now looks so much more experienced, and towards the back end of last season he was immense for us. So I think this season EA should undo the destruction of the rating that they were working on with him and up his rating to at least an 80. Shame then that the same can't be said for Loris Karius. The man from Germany was supposed to come in and take Mignolet's place, but instead he's fallen into the role of second choice keeper at Liverpool, mainly because when he did play he could have made Brad Guzan look good. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration. I mean, Guzan did concede a hat-trick of nutmegs against Chelsea, but still, you see my point. Who knows, maybe there's a way back for Karius, but -2 at least I see coming. Our last slide starts off with Divock Origi. The guy seems to have just done enough to justify an 80 rated card. He is now 100% a backup striker and has to prove his quality when we call upon him. However, Solanke isn't wasting any time at all in pre-season, and Danny Ings probably isn't going to waste any of his chances either, so it's a real scrap for game time, but strength in depth can always be a good thing. Ragnar Klavan wasn't actually that bad last season, if I'm being honest. He had to play in a couple of different partnerships, which can't be easy, and you could tell he was trying his best in each of them. It's not always as easy as you think when you're first coming into the Premier League, and for this I think he might just get an upgrade and should definitely be rare in FIFA 18. Now this one is fairly obvious. Danny Ings hasn't played at all through injury, and therefore he can't really receive either an upgrade or a downgrade in his rating. However, it would just be like EA to either downgrade him or make him a non-rare card next FIFA. I wouldn't put it past a bunch of United lovers. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I've dropped a complete list of players in this video in the comments, so if you do want to go and get that, you can paste that in the comments with your predictions, and feel free to post them and I will make sure I read as many of them as I can. But yeah, that's my predictions. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you next time.